Good morning. Good morning. My name is Hannah Zarin. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a member of this congregation and also a worship associate at the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish in Sherburne. Now let's begin our sacred worship service this morning by taking a deep breath and letting it out. Welcome to this loving community. Come in, bringing all of who you are. Bring your wounds and aching hearts, your pain too numb to feel. There are healing waters here to ease your troubles. Let go of the expectations placed on you by others and those you have placed upon yourself. May you touch hands with those you love. May you experience all love and humility here. May you see something of beauty and feel a sense of wonder. May you know that each of us contributes to the beauty of the whole. Bring all that you are and all that you love to this hour together. Welcome.
Thanks, Hannah. Thank you for coming to church, friends. Before we go any further, let's turn around, if you're willing, and say hello to our friends who are visiting online. Thank you all for coming to church. You online folks, if you haven't done it yet, we fill out one of the welcome, it's not a card, but if it were here, it'd be a card, but there's a place you can click and let us know that you're here. If you're here and you're new, there are these blue welcome cards, and if you haven't done one yet, we'd like to know a little bit about you. Please fill one out, and then you can leave it in the offering basket, or you can hand it to me after the service. I also want to let you know that there are prayer cards and candles here, candles for your silent joys and sorrows and prayers, but cards if you would like to have something included in our prayer this morning. You can fill that out anytime now and between now and the prayer. Also, there are things you can sign up for online. There's a link on our website. Do you all know that you have a bell? It's awesome, and you can pull the rope and ring it. I got a lesson from Aaron last Sunday about how to ring the bell, and it's a really great workout before church, and so I commend it to you. I imagine you could even go ring it even if you haven't signed up, but if you want to sign up so it's yours for the Sunday, sign up for that, or if you want to sign up to bring flowers and to help out around here. I want to say a big thanks to Dan and Kirsten Greenstein for today's flowers that they're giving for their sister Lynn. So thank you guys. Also, I have a few announcements to share with you. There's a lot going on here today. Several things happening at noon. Mythbusters 2.0 in the Alliance Hall downstairs, a panel discussion with Dr. Barb Fritz. Do you have questions about the LGBTQ plus community, want to know about harms in language, science and medicine, lived experience, how to be supportive? If you have other questions, there is a question box right over there. You could fill it out and put it in there, and that will help jumpstart the conversation. But that's downstairs today in Alliance Hall starting at 12. Up here in the... Oh. You guys know more than I do. Thank you. It's not today. So since that's not happening today and your 12 o'clock is free, if you feel like it, and if you have questions about UUism, you can come to UU 101, which is being led by me and Aaron Collier. So, phew, we don't have to compete with each other. But yeah, May 3rd, it was right in front of me. That's what happens as you get older, calendar challenged. Also, this afternoon at 3, I hope you know already that there's a benefit concert for A Place to Turn being performed in memory of Barbie and Bill Breer and organized by their daughter, Becky Leonard, who is one of the musicians. It's the Ariel Quintet. They're going to perform works by Coleman, Rhoda, Arnold, Mozart, and more. It's a free concert, but donations of money and food will be gratefully accepted. 3 p.m. today. And one more announcement. Our ministry summit is coming this Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. No guilt potluck starting at 6. An exciting gathering, a fun and I think helpful to community gathering around the shared ministry that is at the center of this congregation. So I hope you'll come for that. And now Karen Barton is going to make an announcement about our stewardship efforts.
Hello, good morning. I'm Karen Barton. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of the Stewardship Committee. And as you might be realizing, since I'm here, I'm here to talk about the pledging season, which is entering its home stretch. So our congregation is self-supporting, meaning that everything we provide ourselves, we do as a community with no outside support. Our annual fund is our most important effort, funding salaries, insurance, and all the other mundane but vital things that allow our congregation to function. We need your pledge by April 26th in order to understand what our resources will be so that we can plan a responsible budget for the coming fiscal year, which starts July 1st. Any increase in your annual pledge from last year or any new pledge will be matched up to $10,000 by a generous donor. Please consider increasing your pledge to meet our increasing operational costs. In the design on my wall to the left, or on the wall to my left, rather, we continue to add colorful hearts to the petals. Each one represents an annual fund pledge. Supporting the church with financial resources is one of the ways we express our values. Each pledge contributes to the vibrancy of the whole. We invite you to join us in using our hearts to live out our shared values. We are thankful for the many gifts of all sizes, and to show our thanks, if you have a pledge in, we will be holding our final drawing for a gift card to the Fireside Tavern on April 26th, the final date. So get your pledge in by that preceding Friday, but right now, we have a gift card to the Charles River Coffee House in Natick. So Reverend Frank is gonna pick a name for us. So. Nancy and David Owens. And it's not Nancy. I just wanted to say that if you have any questions about pledging, please seek out someone wearing one of these buttons. We're Stewardship Committee members, and we are here to help you. Any questions? Thank you.
And now it's time for our Sunday Spotlight. Does anyone among us know what happened 165 years ago today? The Civil War began. Today we disagree again in our nation about large moral issues, as well as what our country's identity should be. On a national level, dialogue has broken down. So this day, let's try to mend individual and personal breaches. Instead of arguing, let's listen to someone with whom we disagree, remembering our UU value of equity. Thank you. And let's take a moment now to greet those nearby. And if you see somebody who you don't know, I encourage you to greet them. And if there are children in your neighborhood, make a point of introducing yourself to a young person, please. You got time if you want. I know, it's always a question.
share your joys and bring your tears. Strength and hope found at the table, this table. Welcome here to the table of love.
The opening words come from Wendell Berry. We clasp the hands of those that go before us. We enter the little circle of each other's arms. And the larger circle of all creatures, passing in and out of life, who move also in a dance. Music so subtle and vast, no ears hears it, except in fragments. Please rise and body your spirit for the opening hymn, number 289, Wake Now My Senses. We're singing the odd verses, 1, 3, and 5.
Thank you.
Please remain standing for our chalice lighting. And could I please have Sophie Marston to help with the chalice?
Thank you, Sophie.
The chalice is our burning representation of our everlasting Unitarian Universalist faith. And in light of that, let us say together our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. I have all the kids and the young at heart for the Wonder Box? Sophie, Eliza, Caleb, Rosie, Lua. Oh, some senior youth in our midst. My favorite. Just kidding. Okay, can I get someone, maybe someone who hasn't volunteered in a while, to open the Wonder Box? Let's see. Miles, do you want to come open the Wonder Box? Okay, let's get one thing. What is in there? Do you know?
Wood chips. Wood chips.
Yeah, wood chips. Let's see. Let's look at the other thing. Okay, you can hop back down. Okay, thanks. Name tags are confusing. Asher. You're trying to trick me. Okay, what else is in there? Or maybe what else is it? Feel it. What does it feel like in there? Grainy, kind of? Sand. Yeah, it's sand in there. Okay, I'll hold them up. Thank you so much, Asher. Where might we find wood chips and sand? Yes, Lua?
At the beach.
Maybe at the beach. Where else? Maybe even closer to here. Grayson?
On Earth.
Yes, definitely on Earth. Somewhere even closer than just the whole Earth. Eliza?
At our school.
Yes, at the school. Specifically where at school? The playground. Okay, perfect. You're all picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, so this is the book we're going to read. It's called Kamala and Maya's Big Idea. Have you ever had a big idea maybe about something you wanted really bad? Friends? Yeah, a big idea about friends. Lua, what about you? Yes, wanting to build something. Exactly. So Kamala and Maya wanted to build something too. Let's hear all about it, okay? I'm going to read it from the slides. The book starts, "You know what should be out there?" Kamala asked her sister Maya. "Us?" said Maya. "A slide," said Kamala. "Wouldn't it be great if there was a playground in the courtyard?" Maya said. "That does sound nice," Mommy agreed. So Kamala wrote a letter, and Maya drew a picture, and they went to see the landlord to discuss their idea. The landlord thought about it for less than a second. I don't think so, no. That was not the answer they wanted, but they weren't ready to give up. They asked the other kids in the building if they wanted a playground in the courtyard. Did they? Of course they did, and they had ideas too. What about you? What would you think you want in a playground? Anybody? What goes in a playground? Monkey bars? Yeah, I could have monkey bars. So Kamala was thinking about that, and she wrote a longer letter, and they went to see the landlord together. The landlord thought about it for less than 5 seconds. This was not the answer they wanted, but Kamala was not ready to give up. It wasn't exactly the answer they wanted, but it was a start. The kids all spoke to their parents about their ideas for the courtyard. They hung up posters and knocked on neighbors' doors. But they got the same answer from everyone. "I'm sorry. Wow, that is a big job. Wish I could help." Which they knew meant no, no, no. Who's ever been told no? Raise your hand. All the time, right? It's really disappointing, huh? But then Mr. Green stopped to talk. "I work construction, and I could maybe get some scrap lumber and some sand for a sandbox." The next weekend, maybe turned into yes. The kids all helped measure, and Mr. Green cut the boards. Then they sanded and hammered and sanded some more. They were all thanking Mr. Green when Miss Lopez stopped to talk. In the weeks that followed, lots of I don't knows turned into maybes and then yeses. No one could do everything, but everyone could do something. That sounds a lot like something we say here, huh? Yeah. Kamala and Maya wanted everyone to celebrate the new playground, so they made another big poster inviting their neighbors to a potluck party. That also sounds like us. There were hot dogs and hummus, spicy chicken and potato salad, strawberries and brownies and lemonade. Yum. Kamala admired the new playground, but she noticed there was still one thing missing. No one knew how to make a slide, but Miss Flores knew where they might buy one. These brownies are delicious. Maybe we could have a bake sale? We can all bring toys and books and have a sidewalk sale. No one could do everything, but everyone could contribute something. When the slide arrived at last, Maya and Kamala got the first ride. The landlord was impressed. Kamala and Maya had an idea. It was a very good idea and a very big idea. And with a lot of help, they made it happen. Hooray for Kamala and Maya! Hooray for the Pear Sisters! What's next, Kamala? Kamala, looking up, said, I'm wondering what the view is like from the roof. So they had a big idea, right? How did they make it happen? What did they do? Eliza says they got help. From who? Everyone. Their friends, some kids, some adults, right? So I think it shows us, right, that we might not be able to build a playground all by ourselves, but we can do it when we get some help and we do it together, right? Okay, sounds good. Now let's sing out to class.
Let's take a minute to take a breath and to drop down into our time for prayer and meditation and silence. This time of being still and breathing in and out, being open to what might come. As we do every week, we enter this time by singing. Let's lift up our prayers for those who have been named and those who we may also join in naming. From Don and Kirsten for their sister Lynn, lost to cancer in 2015. Today she would have been 73. And these flowers were brought in her memory. Also, Alan Cantor, prayers for his friend Lee, who was in a major car crash this week. And if there are others in your heart, family members and friends who you want us to include in our shared prayer, we invite you to name aloud their names as Kirsten lights our first candle. Beth. Our second candle is for those in our world, people and places we are holding in our hearts and prayers this day. Two very similar cards for all the innocents killed in Iran and in Lebanon, Iran. And Morjan, prayer for the people of Iran. May they know they are in our prayers and that they are not alone. I would offer a prayer for peace for our world in these days. Invite you to name your own prayers for our world. Thank you, Kirsten. And finally, your prayers of thanksgiving and of joy. I invite you to name aloud what you are grateful for and glad about as Kirsten lights our third candle. This congregation, this Sunday morning. In whatever way is your way, let us join our hearts in prayer. Spirit of great mystery, God whose other name is love, be with us here in this place and in our lives. Remind us that we are not alone, that we are part of your great and abiding love. We lift up our prayers this day and always for those we love and for those in need, especially for ones who are in harm's way, for ones who are sick or in any kind of trouble, for ones who are grieving, for ones who are lost, for ones who are afraid. We pray for ourselves and for our world. Hear our prayers, Holy One, and our meditations as we continue them now for a time in silence. For all that is this life, its sorrows and its joys, we lift up our hearts in thanks and in praise. Amen.
The reading today is the poem Joint Custody by Ada Limon, Poet Laureate of the United States. Why did I never see it for what it was? Abundance. 2 families, 2 kitchen tables, 2 sets of rules, 2 creeks, 2 highways, 2 step-parents with their fish tanks, or 8 tracks, or cigarette smoke, or expertise in recipes, or reading skills. I cannot reverse it, the record scratched and stopping to that original chaotic track. But let me say, I was taken back and forth on Sundays, and it was not easy, but I was loved in both places. And so I have 2 brains now, 2 entirely different brains. The one that always misses where I'm not, and the one that is so relieved to finally be home.
Every week we collect an offering and we give it away to support an organization that lives out our values of love, service, justice, and peace. We're able to give 100% of the offering away thanks to your pledges, which bless and sustain this church. This week we're collecting an offering for the Iranian Red Crescent Society. Since late February, devastating strikes across Iran have killed hundreds, injured thousands, and disrupted essential services for up to 60 million people. The Iranian Red Crescent Society has mobilized thousands of responders to deliver search and rescue, medical aid, and emergency relief across the country. But the scale of need caused by the devastation that our country has wrought is far beyond what they can meet alone. Your gift today will help the Iranian Red Crescent reach 200,000 people with life-saving assistance. The QR code for today's offering, you see it on the screen. It's also in your pews, and there are baskets coming around for cash or for checks. Thank you so much for your generosity.
This hope that we make together, this hope that we make, let it be a source of joy as life comes to us in 1,000 different ways. Let love and beauty hold us in their warm embrace. In this hope that we make together, this hope that we make, let it be a source of joy as life comes to us in 1,000 different ways. Let love and beauty hold us in their warm embrace. In this hope that we make, surrender to the pulsing of the waves. Remember simple gifts of daily grace. this hope.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm fascinated by the ways we humans are so different from one another. And also grateful that underneath these differences, there are ways that we are mostly the same. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for tools that help to make some sense of our differences, like the Myers-Briggs type indicator and the Enneagram. Some of you, I can tell, are familiar with these tools, which have their limitations, and they can be helpful. One of the ways they help is they remind us that our diversity is a good thing, that we need one another in order to thrive. As Sarah just sang, this hope that we make together. In the Quran, Allah says, "O humanity, we made you into peoples and tribes so that you may get to know one another." Not so you might be afraid of one another. No, so you may get to know one another. That said, I sometimes think it's a miracle that we get along as well as we do, that people cooperate mostly to navigate that racetrack called Route 128, that folks can live and work peaceably with others who are so different from themselves. We work it out, we muddle our way through, we learn to translate and make meaning, and it's good and kind of beautiful, isn't it? Our worship theme this month is reciprocity. And I wonder what words you might use to describe reciprocity. Anything come to mind? Anyone want to say a word out loud? Listening. Generosity, sharing, understanding. Somebody else say something back there? Compassion. Thank you. I think of exchange, a relationship with both give and take. Reciprocity as like a dance, sometimes giving more, sometimes receiving more. As the worship associates talked about at their meeting last month, somebody said, it's not a transaction. It's not like capitalism. It's more like that saying that Karl Marx popularized, from each according to their ability, to each according to their needs. Have you read yet the reflection on reciprocity that Hannah Zarin wrote on behalf of the worship associates? It's really good, and you can find it in the Friday email. You can also find it on paper right over here or at the back of the sanctuary. And I hope you will read it. Hannah says that reciprocity goes beyond material give and take, that it's not meant to be transactional, like I just said. I was probably cribbing from her. She writes, interconnectedness is a core value of Unitarian Universalism, and it's part of everything that sustains us. Without community and mutuality, we can't have a collaborative society. Humanity has survived for as long as it has, in no small part, to our inclination for connection. Part of the reason the society we are living in feels so unstable is because there is a lack of reciprocity. Give and take has become take and take and take. Preach it, Hannah, and thank you. It's clear that too much taking is a problem and that our culture is out of whack right now. One of the things that continues to ground me and give me some hope is what's happening not among our so-called leaders or what you see on the news or in social media even usually, but what's happening on the ground and often out of sight. The decency of ordinary people, living their lives, helping their neighbors, building the common good, often in small and unseen ways, as the Spotlight challenged us to do today, to see that in people we might even disagree with. I have to believe in that spirit of human care. Don't you? And don't you experience it here and in other places in your daily lives as well? Don't you know it in your own heart and soul, that desire to be in reciprocal relationship with others? Of course, this exchange and flow is happening in our natural world all the time, which reminds us that it is natural and good for us as well. Have you ever thought about the fact that what happens here on Sunday in this worship service is reciprocal? The preacher gets to do most of the talking, but it's supposed to be a conversation, what is happening right now. Things that I hear you say during the week or that I read in emails, one way or another, they come into what I'm trying to say. And also what's happening between all of us in this time, that is part of what is said and unsaid, right? A look, a nod, a feeling that can travel among us. A sermon is a shared reflection that doesn't get off the ground without you helping with the lifting. By showing up, by being open and receptive, engaging with one another, being part of this exchange that happens when we gather. And you sense that here, don't you? I felt it so strongly in the music this morning, in the silence around that beautiful music. Thank you, Kathleen. This moment, this gift that we co-create, this opening to what one novelist called the silent and invisible life. The silent and invisible life. A church lives on reciprocity, on giving and receiving. Sometimes people come in here and they need a space to just rest and receive for a while, to be restored by a community that welcomes them for who they are. This is one of our gifts. Do you know that? I want to share with you something my friend Curtis, who's an Episcopal priest and monk, said 20 years ago at my ordination about our UU faith. He said, one of the great hallmarks of Unitarian Universalism is your commitment to inclusivity and pluralism. You have been historically and convincingly committed not to making people more like you, but of helping people become more themselves, the real persons God has created them to be. You are a guarantor of that. That's your tradition. And it's beautiful. And it's crucial these days when we see in our world and in our nation the rampant indignity of racism, class polarization, militarism, and the dehumanizing aspects of globalization. What does God's love look like? It looks like you. Thank you, dear friend, for that gift that keeps on giving. And so I ask you Do you see that one of your gifts as individuals and as a community is holding open this space where people can become more fully themselves? And there's reciprocity in this as well. When you extend spiritual generosity to others, doesn't that connection draw you in and you receive something from this encounter as well? In these days, when there's so much broken in our world, we rightly wonder, what can I do? What am I supposed to do? And that's a good thing, because we are here to make a positive difference, to leave things better than we found them, to be good people, to care for others and for ourselves, and to give our lives to what is meaningful and what matters. But you know there's a shadow side to giving as well. If you give too much and others give too little, it's easy to feel discouraged and resentful. Why aren't they doing their part? It's not a happy place to be, but some of us know that place. In these days, when our world is out of balance, when we are sorely lacking mature and moral leadership, when so much has been broken, it's natural to feel stressed and discouraged. Who among us hasn't felt the pressure from within and from without to respond to the troubles of these days by doing more and more and more? Just do something, those voices cry, right? And if you don't have the energy or the time right now to do more, it's easy to worry or feel guilty and discouraged. A wise bishop once wrote, "We cannot do everything." And there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do something and to do it very well. So look around. You're not alone. The weight of the world is not on your shoulders all by itself. You have these companions, and they have different skills and perspectives than any of us as individuals. It can help to take a longer and wider view. Kind of like the realization that Ada Limon describes in her poem called Joint Custody. Why did I never see it for what it was? Abundance. 2 families, 2 different kitchen tables, 2 sets of rules, 2 creeks, 2 highways, 2 step-parents with their fish tanks or 8-tracks or cigarette smoke or expertise in recipes or reading skills. I cannot reverse it, the record scratched and stopping to that original chaotic track. But let me say, I was taken back and forth on Sundays, and it was not easy, but I loved each place. I was loved each place. And so I have 2 brains now, 2 entirely different brains. The one that always misses where I'm not, and the one that is so relieved to finally be home. When our daughter Emma was in elementary school, it became clear to us that she did not like group projects. Not at all. She was smart and competent and motivated, and she would have been so glad to do things all on her own, especially without the help of some of the boys in her class. Early in my ministry, I was having trouble finding leaders and people who wanted to help. And too often I said to myself, if I want this done, I guess I'm going to need to do it. Anybody else ever said that to themselves? How about this one? If I want this done right, It's hard to be a perfectionist. Something I've learned is that I don't think of myself in general as a perfectionist, but in certain aspects, like certain things we care about in our lives, yep. Anybody else struggle to ask for help? Yeah. And go it alone is sometimes the better approach, particularly in a crisis when decisive action is what's needed, or in a system that's stuck and someone needs to jump-start the engine and get things moving again. And you know, some people can be hard to work with. We humans can be so particular. My mom would say, peculiar. And some of us actually like working alone. If you're an introvert or your goal is efficiency, you might ask, do we have to do so much talking about this? But I'm afraid that much of life is a group project. Going it alone in the important things in life can lead to trouble. Just look at our president. At best, a cautionary tale, a poster child for how not to lead, how to break things. The way of the world is reciprocity, and that's a good thing. We are meant to be in relationship with others, and we need the perspectives that others will bring. And this dance of giving and receiving, creating together what can't be accomplished alone, it is good and sacred work. And it's how we're meant to live with one another. Rolling up your sleeves, giving your hands to struggle, stepping back when you need to, asking for help, sharing your gifts. In a world with too much individualism, too much going it alone, I haven't been here for long, but I can honestly tell you that you are a group project church. Aren't you? If you doubt this, then you have not seen the UUAC Google Drive, which is a miracle to me. You do this very well here, and it is beautiful to behold. And so the invitation in these days, this season of spring and of Easter, is to look for signs of life in our midst, to sense what is good and holy in one another and in ourselves and in our world, and to know it all as blessing, now and always. Amen. Let's lift our voices and sing hymn number 318, We Would Be One.
Join in singing.
let's lift our voices in our call to ministry. We go forth into the world in peace to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. I hope you'll make the time on this beautiful day to come downstairs for coffee hour via the elevator or the steps, to take a moment to see your friends and catch up with them. Go out into the world in peace when you go. Be strong and of good courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Love one another. Cherish all beings. Do your part to help renew the face of this good earth. Amen.